Hi, I'm Angie. I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. Hi, I'm Angie with National Indoor RV Centers, and today I'm super excited to show you all the Entegra Class C product. This is the Odyssey 26D. So for years, you've watched me do videos on Entegra's diesel product. It's the biggest bang for its buck, and they copy that here in the Class C. So you're gonna see the quality they pack in at a really great price. Notice just above the Entegra name, we have the automotive bonded windshield. So it's gonna be sealed just like your windshield on your car. It's not gonna leak, and it's a really cool window from inside that overhead bunk. Something unique about the Entegra product is that all of their products have a fiberglass roof, even their Class Cs. So we've got a fiberglass roof on the Odyssey, and this year we have the Sirius XM antenna already installed. You get a free 3-month subscription when you buy the Odyssey. The Odyssey is built on the Ford E450 chassis, and it has the Triton V10 305 horsepower gas engine. So then let me just go over what's under the hood here. So we have our fuse box, our coolant, our brake fluid, our power steering fluid. Then down in here we've got our dipstick for our oil, our engine air filter. We've got our dipstick for our transmission fluid. This is also where you'll fill that. The fill for our oil. This is our battery. So this is a flooded battery. You need to maintain this. And when I say that, I mean that probably on a monthly basis, you should check this and make sure you don't need to add any distilled water to it. And then we've got the fill for our windshield wiper fluid. Some of you might have wondered what this hole is underneath the grill here. This is what it's for, so you can step up into it and reach and wash off that windshield. So a little advice, we have a product that we sell at National Indoor RV Centers called Retroband. It's basically a spare within your tire. And whether I'm driving a Class A diesel pusher or a Class C, I want to have that on my front tires in case I ever have a front end blowout. It's basically a life-saving device that I think is super important. I wouldn't take my family in one of these coaches without it. If you want to learn more about it, go watch my video, Retroband. It's on National Indoor RV Center's YouTube page. You can learn all about it and see how it's installed as well. We've got our side view mirrors. These are super important because they're going to allow you to see down the full length of your coach. Make sure you don't clip those curbs, and they are internally controlled. So the Odyssey comes standard with Easy Drive. So there's 4 components to that. It's computer balanced drive shaft, which is going to give you a smoother ride, and you're going to have less vibration that comes up from the road. So it's sort of like if you were in your car and you only had 3 of your 4 tires balanced, you wouldn't have a nice smooth ride. That's what this does for you. You also have the Hellwig helper springs. So those are going to redistribute the weight from the rear of the coach to the front of the coach, make it more even, and then you're going to have more rigidity and stability as you're going down the road. You also get the rubber isolation mounts, which go between the chassis rails and the frame of the house. So as that road vibration comes up, rubber is not a conductor of sound, so it's going to dissipate that noise. And then we have the front and rear stabilizers. The Odyssey 26D comes standard with the exterior entertainment center. So this is really nice. You just open that up. You've got a little clip here to hold your door. And then you've got this huge flat screen LED TV to watch. So that's lots of fun. And then we also have our exterior speakers, which will pipe the music from our dash radio outside the coach. We have 2. This is the first of 2. So now that I've got my TV out, I really need some shade. So I want to put my awning out. So before I do that, I'm just going to check the pitch. Now I've got it set so that it's got the greatest pitch right now, but if I want to change that, all I have to do is press this button in and pull down, or vice versa, push up. So I can just bring the awning out, and then I'll show you how to adjust it once it's out also. Now I'm going in. You'll note that this automatic power step comes out. So that's really nice. When I open my door, I don't have to heave myself into the coach. I've got this nice grab bar to go in, another nice grab bar when I come out. Once I'm camping, I want that step to stay out. So I've got a button just inside my door. I'll turn that off, and then the step will stay out. I like that Entegra adds this strut here. A lot of coaches in this price range, I'll open the door and it's gonna fly open, or I've gotta attach it at the back so that it doesn't fly open and shut. So I like that they add that for you. It's also gonna keep it from running into the arm of your awning when you have your awning out. Then just inside the step here is our house battery. So you just unclip this here and lift that up. Again, this is a flooded battery, so it does require maintenance, and I would check it once a month and just make sure you don't need to add some distilled water to it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take out my awnings. So another standard with the awning on the Odyssey is I get the LED lighting, which is really nice. And I can also direct that lighting if I want it to go down to the ground, if I want it to come back onto the coach. Let's say I walk out of my coach and it's pouring rain. Well, I don't want the rain coming off here at the doorway where it's gonna make a big muddy mess. I want it to go off in the far corner. So all I need to do to adjust the pitch of my awning is just push the button in. So now that I've adjusted the pitch, all the water is going to run to the far corner rather than coming off here at my doorstep. Here we have our LP tank. This is 12.2 gallons. And then we've got our first storage compartment. Storage compartment is made out of galvanized steel. And we've got a 110 outlet in here. We also have our solar prep connection comes out through here. Here's the exhaust for our furnace. Then we have our 6-gallon water heater, and we've got a little peephole here so that we can look in there to see if our pilot light is lit. And then this is the vent for our 8 cubic foot refrigerator, which comes standard in the Odyssey. Just above the exhaust for the furnace, you have another vent. You're probably wondering what that is. That's your vent for your microwave. So this one, compartment's easy. They give us a little hint. There is a low point drain in here. So you need to know where those are if you ever need to drain all the water from your coach. We have the engine exhaust here. And then inside here, along with the low point drains, we have a nice, again, galvanized storage compartment. And here's our second speaker for the outside. Here's our last storage compartment on the passenger side, and it's our biggest storage compartment on the Odyssey. So it's nicely lined with the galvanized steel, and then we've got a light in here. And just below it, we have our quick connect for our gas grill. Here at the rear of the coach, we have a nice big window. This is the frameless window on the Class C, which is really nice. We also have the extra brake light in the middle, so when you're towing something, the car behind you is going to be able to see when you push on your brakes. And we have the rear view camera. We have our hitch here with a towing capacity of 7,500 pounds, and it has a tongue weight of 750 pounds. So you're going to be able to easily tow just about anything you want, your Sea-Doos, your Razor, even your pickup. So inside your steel bumper here, you can just take off this little end cap, and you've got the perfect spot for your Stinky Slinky or sewer hose. We've got our LED lights, our ladder. Now let's go up and talk about what's up on the roof. Here on the front end of the roof, we have the antenna for the Sirius XM radio. Then we have our over-the-air antenna, and this is our AC unit, 15,000 BTU AC unit. This rectangle box here is the refrigerator exhaust vent, and then we have our 2 360 siphon vents for plumbing. Here's our fan for our bathroom and fan for our master bedroom. This is our solar prep, and that's our skylight for our shower. Our first storage compartment on the driver's side, again lined with the galvanized steel, and I love that they give us this cable, so again the door doesn't just flop open. Then we've got our exterior shower. So you've got your little shower head, your hot and your cold, and you can adjust the volume control here. And you can turn the water pump on right there. Here we have our black tank T-bar. And our black tank is 32 gallons. And our gray tank T-bar, gray tank is 41 gallons. And we've got the connection for our sewer hose or stinky slinky right here for our gravity dump. So here's our fuel fill for our 55-gallon gas tank. Then we've got our black tank rinse and our city water fill. And then in here, we've got the levers to adjust how we are going to use the water that we're bringing into the coach. So we have city fixtures. That's when you've got your your hose hooked up to city water and you're using the city pressure, the water pressure from the city for your coach. City fill tank, so that's how you're gonna fill your freshwater tank. And I mentioned that's a 47-gallon freshwater tank. Then we've got country fill, so we don't have city water, so we may be getting that water from out of a bucket or out of a lake, and you're using the pump to pump that water into your tank. Normal is you've filled your freshwater tank and you're using your water pump, you're using it as you normally would when you're not hooked up to city water. So you have to sanitize and winterize your lines, and then you can sanitize your tank. Something that you won't have to worry about if we're lucky enough to have you as one of our storage customers at National Indoor RV Centers. Below our city water connection and our black tank rinse, we have our 30 amp shore power cord. Now there's also a little pocket, a little door in there so I can feed that cord through, because the last thing we want is critters getting into our coach. So this keeps it nice and sealed up. Then we've got our cable outlet here and our two 110 outlets. So here's our last storage compartment on the driver's side, but it's nice, big, it's deep and really long, so we can get some nice stuff in there. And then we've got another low point drain here and our 4,000 watt Awning generator with its exhaust. Notice the size of the beautiful frameless windows, and then just above that, all Entegra coaches come standard with slide toppers. So right when you walk in the coach, there's a couple of important buttons that I want to go over. First of all, we have our power disconnect. So I like that. I like to be able to shut the power off to the coach when I leave and turn it back on right when I come back in. And then we've got our awning in and out button. We've also got our awning lights and our speaker inside and out. So if I want to have my dash radio in the coach, I can turn that on the inside. We've got our carbon monoxide detector here. And then we have our interior lights. So this is kind of my running lights. And then we've got the power step. We've turned that off so the step will stay out. And we have exterior lights. So that's the light on the passenger side of the coach that's up high. And it also lights up our stairwell here to give us a little safe light as we're walking in and out of the coach. Now I love that they've given us this cabinet here. This is a nice deep cabinet that's underneath your kitchen sink, and you have access to it from the entry door and then in front of the sink. So you can put a lot of big pots and pans, but you don't have to dig from the very back from the front of the sink. You have access in 2 points, so that's great. And we have the fire extinguisher here to the left of the door. Here's our smoke detector. Here's our king jack, which is your over-the-air antenna. And you can just press that button in to turn to get a better signal. We've got our overhead cabinet here. We are prepped for satellite, so you can add dish or direct to this coach easily. And you've got your coax cable here. Lots of nice storage space. I have a lot of customers that will put some hooks in there and hang all their keys, flashlights, stuff like that there. I'm sure you can find something to put in there. Then we've got our control panel that I want to talk about. So we have our generator. We can start and stop it from here. We have our controls for both of our slides, so extend and retract. And we have our tank levels here, so we can just simply push the button, see that our batteries are full, our fresh tank is empty, our black tank is empty, and our gray tank is empty. We can turn on our tank heaters right here, and our water pump. We turn that on, it's gonna light up right there. Then we can turn on our water heater from here. So we can either do the gas water heater or electric, or if you wanna have it more efficient and quicker, hot water, do both. All right, so let's talk about this overhead bunk. Entegra packs a ton into this coach, and one of the things that it does in all of its overhead bunks They are all weight rated for 750 pounds. Yep, you heard right. Just to put that in perspective, my son-in-law who plays in the NFL, he's a lineman. He weighs around 315 pounds. We can get 2 of him up here with no problem. Or you can get all the grandkids, they're gonna have a ton of fun, and you're not gonna worry about this being a problem at all. So let's go over some of the other features of this bunk. First of all, I love that it has a window. So we've got a button right here, and we're just gonna push that up. I pointed this out when I was outside, that it's automotive bonded. So you've got a great window here, you don't need to worry about leakage. And that way you can sleep underneath the stars. So we've got our TV for the bunk area, but this is also for the rest of the coach as well. So you just pull the strap here, which releases it, and then I can pull that out and direct the TV to where my guests are very easily. And to the left of the TV, we've got the cargo storage and then a pocket below for storage. Then continuing on in this area, we've got cup holders in the back on both sides. And then we've got a little cargo net area. We also have 2 USB charging ports and 2 110 outlets. And then we have the light for the bunk area. And we also have this storage here, so we don't have to have books and toys and stuff rolling around while we're driving the coach. And if your guests want a little privacy, or if you want to shut out the kids, simply pull that drape across, and there you go. Now we also have, probably saw the ladder, because you don't want your kids climbing on your sofa to get up here. So ladder simply goes in right here, and they can easily get up there. Now when it's the evening and you're ready to close up shop and shut out all the light from the front cab, they've given us privacy drape. It's got Velcro on it. So you just start at the far end here and pull that across. I like to go behind the ladder. And Velcro on the other side. And you're ready for bedtime. So I love to talk about the interior of this beautiful coach. The Odyssey comes with the Rockport interior. I like it because it's not too dark. It mixes a little bit of the darks and the lights, but I can bring in my own color and make it my own, add a little personality to it. Another thing that Entegra does that I just love is they give you a seat belt in each seating location. So you're gonna have 2 in the forward facing booth, 2 in the rear facing booth, 2 in the sofa area here, and then you've got your captain and co-captains. So you're going to be able to seat belt 8 people in a 26-foot coach. Pretty amazing, right? And you get the sofa area plus the dinette in a 26-foot coach. So you're also going to have 4 sleeping areas. You've got your over the cab bunk, then you've got your jackknife bed here. Your booth dinette's gonna break down into a sleeping area, and you've got the queen bed back in the master bedroom. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you how easy it is to make this jackknife bed. Just kind of folds out. And then I typically, once I'm camping, I don't wanna have my seat belts out, so I'll just push those underneath, because it's a lot more comfortable to sit on the sofa that way. So just as easy as it was to make it a bed, I'm gonna go ahead and make it a sofa again. Super easy. Now above the sofa, we've got some nice storage. Note that we've got the hardwood cabinets with the nice residential poles, and we've got the double struts on those. So they're nice and smooth. Lots of storage there. And then right beneath it, we've got our LED lighting. We've got LED lighting throughout the coach. And we've got our light switch for the sofa area and the light switch for the booth dinette. So I have lots to talk about here at the booth dinette. First of all, notice the big window that we have. So while you're eating your meals, you can enjoy the nature outside. I love that. And then we've got these nice cushioned seats, and we have storage under both benches, and then we have 2 110 outlets and 2 USB charging ports underneath the booth, which is really nice since we've all got our phones and our computers and all that stuff. We can use this as our workstation or our, where we eat our meals, obviously. Then this table is really nice because there is no leg. It's legless, so I can go all the way to the wall here and my knees aren't hitting a leg or a lever here. So they've really engineered this nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I can make this into a bed really easily. You just fold that top cushion down onto itself and then pull it up so it's out of the way when we put the table down. Let's do that again here. And that's just attached by a little Velcro strap. So you can have that attached. It makes it a little bit easier having it attached. Then the table, you just lift up, pull it towards you, and then push it down and push it back towards the wall. So I think it's so clever the way that Entegra has engineered that table. It's so easy to put down, and then having no legs, huge bonus. Fits right into place here. Then we're gonna go ahead and bring our cushions down to make our bed. How slick is that? Super easy. Since the drawer only comes halfway or goes halfway back, they've given us access to that full space there. So we have a lot more storage underneath the booth on both sides. So look at the great kitchen that we get, again, in this 26-foot coach. I keep saying that because I'm amazed at the amount of space. I feel a lot bigger than it actually is. So new for 2020, they've given us the little metal rack for drying our things in the sink, or we can set it off to the side, set things up there to dry. I'll probably use it for cookies. I like to make cookies, so that's probably how I'll use it. And it folds up, like super easy, so you can easily set that in a drawer. I love it just because it serves dual purposes. And then they also gave us just not a sink cover, but we have a cutting board. So I like that as well. And our beautiful under-mounted stainless steel double bowl sink with our residential faucets. And then another favorite of mine, just push this little button. This is new for 2020 as well, but you got your little power center. So 2 110 outlets here, 2 USB charging ports. And if you don't need it, just hit that little button and it goes away and you've got that extra space for your countertop. Now again, I talked about the big cabinet underneath the sink. So not only do we have the access from the front entry, but we have it here and here. So big double area here for storage. Really easy to get into that deep, nice storage. We've got 3 drawers here. And then of course we have our cabinet over the top of the sink. Really nice and big and deep. We've got our 110 outlet in here that our microwave, convection oven, microwave is gonna plug into, but then we still have 1 free outlet. And we have 2 more 110 outlets underneath the cabinet here. So if you wanna plug in your coffee pot, your blender, whatever it is that you use on a regular basis, that's really easy. And we've got the light switch right there. So we have our convection oven with microwave. That's really nice. And just above that, we've got a storage area. Now this is probably where I'm gonna keep cookie sheets, maybe my cake pans, stuff like that. Then we've got our little vent with our light and our fan. And then notice the beautiful backsplash that wraps around. That's new for 2020. And we have our all-in-one Furion cooktop with oven. And we've got the stainless steel package. So this just folds back, out of your way, ready to cook. And then we just simply hit our igniter button here so we can light the stovetop or use our second oven. So remember, we get the stainless steel package in the Odyssey. And something else I want to remind you of is that in most classes in this price range, you're going to get a 6 cubic foot refrigerator standard. Standard in the Odyssey is 8 cubic foot refrigerator freezers. So nice and big, a little crisper vegetable fruit tray, and then your freezer. Lots of room for that ice cream that we all like so much, especially when we're on vacation, right? So I really like that. Here's our thermostat for our AC unit. Again, this is another upgrade. So typically in this level of coach, you're gonna have standard a 13.5 BT unit. This has a 15,000 BTU AC unit, standard. So a common thing that customers always want me to add when I'm building like a custom Class A diesel is they want extra outlets. You don't need to worry about that in this unit. Every time I turn around, there's another outlet. So right here, we've got another 110 outlet. And then we've got our pantry. This is really huge. So we've got plenty of room here for cereal boxes. We can even put our little Instapot in here, whatever you want, but it's quite a big pantry for this size of coach. So technically I'm moving into the bathroom, master bedroom. So I'm going to show you how you can get a little privacy. If you'd like, just unsnap this curtain and it moves over and just snaps in there. I want you to still be able to see me though. So I'm going to push it back while I tell you about our wardrobe. So we have a big mirror on the front of that cabinet, which is nice. And then we have a huge wardrobe here and drawers below. Nice, deep, tall drawers. So we've got plenty of space for all of our clothes. So welcome to the bathroom. Come on in, let me show you this bathroom. It's really nice. Again, I talk about 110 outlets. Here's another one for us. So we can have it for our for our razor, for our curling irons, blow dryers. We've got our toilet here with the pedal flush. Another big window here. I know some people think it's weird to have windows in bathrooms. I personally like it because I like that natural light when I'm putting on my makeup. We've got a big medicine cabinet here. So lots of space in there. 3 shelves. And then we've got the stainless steel sink. We've got a little spot for a towel holder. And we've got our little flip top drawer. More storage underneath. We've got a hook here for your towels. I love to have that because I hate to have towels on the ground, so I'm glad that they thought about that. And then we've got a really nice size shower. So you can see that it's pretty roomy, glass front, and you just unclip it here. Close that. And then what I really like is that you've got the shower head holder here, or you can take that off and make it a handheld, which is great if you're washing, you know, your kids or furry friends. I just like that. You've got your hot and your cold, and then we've got the skylight here, so you've got plenty of room if you have guests that are tall. And finally, for the master bedroom, so we've got a queen size bed. Entegra doesn't skimp on anything. I really love their bedspread. It's nice. It looks very residential. We've got the nice window at our headboard so we can get some cross ventilation in here. We have the reading lights on both sides. We have 110 outlet on both sides of the bed and a nightstand. So for those of you that have CPAP machines, you've got a place to put those, or if you just want to charge your smart devices, they've got it in here for you. Now we also have our light for the bedroom. We have an accent light as well, so that if you have to get up, go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you're not going to stumble around and hit any one of these sharp corners. Here is the breaker box for the coach, and it's nicely labeled here. And we also have the a mechanism where we can bring our slide in and out from back here on our bedroom slide. And that's one thing I want to talk about. When this slide comes in, your mattress is going to have to fold up. So it's super easy. Just folds up right on top of itself and you're done. Then bring your slide in. This isn't going to move, so you're always going to have this space when your slides are in, which I'll show you what that looks like next. One of the things I've always loved about Entegra is that they pack everything in standard. On the Odyssey, we have 2 options. We've added one of them, that being the bedroom TV. The other option is the auto leveling jacks, which we didn't add because this is a 26 foot long coach. Didn't feel like it was really super necessary. So believe it or not, the slides are in. I can fully get to, now I can't sleep on my queen bed, but I can get to it and I can get behind it to the side of it. I also can easily get into the bathroom, my pantry, wardrobe, the all-important refrigerator for cold drinks and food, our dinette, the stove, the kitchen. Pretty much everything is accessible with the slides in. All right, let's go over everything up here at the dash. Right to my left, I've got the control for the window and then the locks. Then right up here, I've got the remote control or adjuster for our side view mirrors. I've got the parking lights and my headlights. And then I've got a little roller button here, and as I roll that up, I can turn on my map lights, or I can keep that all the way down and then just turn them on with my finger there as well. Going down the front of the dash, I've got my auxiliary start or battery boost button. So if you come back to your coach and your chassis batteries are dead and you want to start the coach, you're going to want to tie your chassis and your house battery together to get enough juice to start the coach. If you come back to your coach and your house batteries are dead, you're going to want to tie that to your chassis batteries to see if you can get enough juice to start your generator. Now, if you come back and both are completely dead, then your battery boost or auxiliary start isn't going to do anything for you. So at that point, you are going to call CoachNet to get help. Now, if you store with National Indoor RV Centers, your coach is always plugged into power, so you'll never have to worry about that. And then I've got my parking brake release and my front hood release. Here on the steering column, we've got our turn signals and our windshield wiper control. And then I've got the lever that I can adjust the steering column. As I adjust that down, you'll be able to see on the top of the steering column that I've got my hazard button. So I just push that in and those come on. And I've got my gear shift here. Also on that, I've got my tow haul button. So that will help me if I'm towing something and I want to keep from shifting, going back and forth 5th and 6th gear. I can push that in. Then if I'm towing and I'm going downhill and I basically don't want to be riding my brakes, I can go ahead and push my brake and release, and it will keep me in that gear that I'm in. So say I'm in 4th gear, I'm going to stay in 4th gear until I press the accelerator. Then on the steering column, we've got our cruise control buttons, so on and off, resume, set, and coast. All right, so here, let's go over our center console here. We've got a little space here. We can put our phone or money, whatever we want there. Our vents there for our fan. So we've got low, medium, low to high, our cool to warm, obviously our max, our norm, our vent, floor mix, and our defrost. So here's our 12-volt receptacle. And then we have our USB port and another 12-volt. Then here we have our infotainment center. So obviously we can control our radio from here. So we can do the radio, our disc, Bluetooth, XM radio, USB, and maps. So I'll just go through those. We connect your phone, Bluetooth, and dial from here. Again, you have a free 3-month subscription to XM radio. USB if you want to play something through your USB, and then we've got our maps. So let's show the maps. Go back to our menu, put in our destination, route options, and then we have even more options here. So we've got our drink holder here. We've got a little space for keys or phones. I just like to have little compartments. That's nice so things won't be rolling around. 2 more drink holders, a big space underneath here under our drinks. We've got the glove box here in front of the passenger seat. And then we've got storage above as well. All right, so I'm super excited to get this Entegra Odyssey out on the road and see how it handles. Let's see if it really is the quietest riding, best handling coach in its class. So the important thing to remember when you're driving any RV is basically you're gonna fit in the lane. I mean, that's obvious, but people feel like they're a little bit big. When I first started driving RVs, I tended to always kind of push to my right, and you really want to hug the left side of the lane that you're in. So don't stay in the left lane all the time, but kind of hug that left lane, because everything bad is going to happen on the right. Potholes, street sides, road debris tends to be more on the right side of the road, construction, or a drop off on the side of the road. So anyway, just kind of hug the left side of the lane that you're in. You're bigger than most everyone else out on the road, so just take your time. There's no need to go fast. Remember that your vacation starts the minute you get behind the driver's seat, not when you get to your destination. This is part of the fun because you get to enjoy this beautiful country while you're enjoying your RV. There's no reason to wait until you retire to do this. This is a really affordable coach, so start making these memories with your family now. All right, so I'm gonna get up to speed now that I'm on the freeway. One of the most important things in the coach too are your side view mirrors. So those are really what are gonna keep you in your lane. You can make sure that you can see who's coming on both sides of the coach. And when you're turning, you can also make sure you're not gonna take out the curb. So now that I'm up to 60 miles per hour, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my cruise control on and set it. And then really, I just need to keep the coach in its lane and enjoy this drive. So Entegra, with their easy drive package that comes standard on this coach, it makes it super easy to drive. Nice and smooth. I'm not fighting to stay in my lane. Big trucks are going by me and I don't have to adjust to stay in my lane. So it just makes it a really nice drive. This is a fun way to see the country. I also want you to know how quiet it is. I've got the generator running and the dash AC is on, and so is my rear AC, and it's still super quiet. The decibel reader says 82.7. This is for a Class C gas coach. I'm super impressed. I mean, I can drive with one hand on the steering wheel if I need to. I typically will have two, but it's that easy to drive. I really feel like I'm driving my dad's pickup. It's just a little bit bigger than my normal car, a little bit longer, but it fits in your lane. There's really nothing to be scared of. I know a lot of people are really timid and a little bit nervous, but if you want to get past that, just come out to National Indoor RV Centers and take one for a test drive yourself. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour of Entegra's 2020 Odyssey 26D. Now I'm sure you're wondering how much this gorgeous coach costs. Well, MSRP is $108,571. And MAP pricing, which is the minimum advertised price as set by the manufacturer, is $79,999. Now, if you want to find out what I can sell you this coach for, please give me a call at 469-277-1120 and visit our website, NIRVC.com. Now, remember, with our volume and economies of scale, RVs simply cost less with National Indoor RV Centers. If you've liked this video and you'd like to see more just like it, please hit the like and subscribe and have a wonderful day.